you're a Virgo, born August 23rd to September 22nd, what can you expect for the month of April 2020? Let's tune in and find out. So, what's really coming up, Virgos, are patience. Just patience. Yeah, it feels a little bit like a waiting period for you, like almost like waiting to see how things work out, waiting. But I just almost like this Zen energy, more than any other sign. It just feels like there's this calmness, maybe, or patience, but it's just a fortitude, an opening, a balance. It could even be stability that's showing up for you in April, but it's just this even-keeled energy that just opens up. Peace. I mean, if I found another word, it would be peace. So Virgos, I just see in April just this serenity, this peace, this connection that you find. Now, for some of you, you may find it in ways that you weren't interested in finding it. In other words, like, you know how sometimes bad news brings us to our knees, and we find there's an awareness that nothing is important then, that everything that you thought, you know, like when a death of a loved one, for instance, right? Like I lost a really dear friend a couple days ago. And when that happens, which is why my astrology is late. And so what happens is everything, nothing else seems important, right? When you lose somebody you love, especially when it's unexpected, there's nothing seems so important. And I'm not saying that somebody close to you is going to pass. I'm saying it's that same energy of whether it's a business that you've let go of, whether you've had to move, whether you, as a college student, and you had to come home and you're now living with your parents again. You know, whether you're divorced and you can't see your child, right? They're not living with you. There's so many different ways that grief comes up, or these things that suddenly happen, and then we're left with, you know, what's really important. And that's what I'm picking up from you guys in Virgos. Like this month in April, you really know what's really important. You really find what's really important. And it just like cuts all the bullshit, right? So that's what I think is going to happen for you this month. There's just such a lightning bolt that comes in that just says, you know, that's all bullshit. That's all crap. And this is really where it's at. And it could even be that it's just, you know, that it's a spiritual awakening. It doesn't have to be anything really bad. It could be just the fact that, you know, Pesach and Easter and all those holidays that we can't gather together, right? And just the awareness of how much we miss our loved ones and how much we miss celebrating our spiritual connection, you know, with community. And that's what's most important to us is our spiritual connection, and nothing else matters. So it could be something as simple as that, and that it doesn't have to be this sword that comes in and knocks us down to get us to feel that peace and that awareness of our spiritual connection as being the greatest gift that we have. But that's what I feel for you Virgos, is just that peace and that connection and that deeply rooted heart energy with God. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be able to feel in April or at any time. So I see that for your sign really powerfully. I've been asking all the signs this question: why is this happening for you? Meaning, as a Virgo, everything that's going on in our world right now, why is this happening for you? What is the context for you? What are you supposed to get out of it? So let's see what that answer is for you Virgos. Why is this happening for you? So why is this happening for Virgos? So this is happening for you to align yourself with your heart, with what matters most to you, what's most important to you. Where can you contribute? Where can that peace be found inside of you? It kind of lets go of all the doing, all the superficial running around, and really what makes me happy. Where do I find my place in the world? Where can I contribute? And do I feel good about it, right? It reminds me of my my dear friend who had just died and who was an ER doctor, and he basically used the same mask for 5 days and had the COVID, and it took his life. And it happened so fast. He was even at home. He didn't know he was going to pass. He had no idea that it was that bad, but in a matter of 6 hours just turned on him. And I bring that up because this is how he lived life. He was such a healer and such a compassionate person, always wanted to be on the front line. So it's that kind of energy of assessment of, am I living my life the way I want to? And I feel that's what you Virgos are going to be coming to terms with this month, of how you're living your life. Is this feel good to me? Is this where I want it to? Because I'm really feeling your heart energy going straight out. That's why I keep pulling this like that, because I keep feeling your heart energy just going, aligning with your life and the way in which you shape your life. And this has nothing to do with government. This has nothing to do with lockdowns. This has nothing to do with personal relationships. This is you. This is all about you and the way in which you create your life. So that's why all of this is happening for you, to get you to feel that and to move forward towards that. And in doing so, there's a peace, there's a serenity there. So I know Frank, even while he was on the front lines, there was a peace and serenity inside of him, because he knew he was doing the right thing. He knew he was supposed to be there, right? And there may be other people that are like, they're home, they're with all their kids, and they're pulling their hair out with the homeschooling and all of that, but they know that's where they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be at the corporate job anymore. They need to be home with their kids. And so if and when they do go back to work, they won't go back to work, because they've found, no, this is really my identity. This is really where I want to be. So if we have to sell the big house and get a smaller house or whatever, but I found my path, right? So it's you exploring and seeing, what is my path, and being asked to shine light on it and to see it. So that's what's available for you guys this month. All right, let's look at your romantic relationships. For those of you Virgos who are in a coupled relationship, what's in store for you? Oh, nice. Sense of humor. I just feel like your sense of humor is going to be restored this month. Being able to laugh at the crazy things, being able to laugh at yourself, just like being able just to laugh at life. So I feel somewhere along the line here, Virgos, your ability to laugh is going to be restored for yourself this month. Like, thank God, I'm glad somebody can laugh. And then for those of you who are single Virgos, let's see what's in store for you this month. There may be some misunderstandings that happen in the relationship that you may, as you get to know somebody, things taken out of context. So I didn't mean it like that. And so you may have a little bit of a hard time communicating in your dating life. So be careful not to judge. Be careful not to assume. Is that what they meant? But keep the communication open and ask more questions. And then, because I feel like you're going to misunderstand some things, as your mind will be making up one thing and that's not at all what that other person was saying. So there may be some miscommunications happening in your romantic department, which is going to make it hard for you to be in a romantic relationship. So that's why asking more questions keeps the door open, and you get to know each other a little bit more, instead of just assuming that that's what you heard. So being willing to be wrong about how you heard something until you really know, oh, okay, this is who they are. Now I'm going to move on. So the best way, so I do feel like there could be an opportunity for romance, but it feels late in the month. It feels like there's a new moon in Taurus on April 22nd. So it could be towards the end of the month, if at all, but it really feels like you're just being asked to get to know people and have to communicate and pass no judgment on it. All right, let's look at your careers for Virgos, what you can expect this month in your career. It just feels like you're methodical. It feels like, the steps you're taking to slow down are kind of your steps. The steps you're taking to speed up are your steps. It just feels like you have a capacity to be a little more fluid in your career, in what you want or you don't want. And whether that's from a creative aspect or whether it's somebody actually giving you a chance to say, hey, we can, since you're not coming in, we can switch your hours over to look like this. There's creativity around your career if you're willing or you want to bring energy to that, and talking to the people around you who pay you or who you may consult with. But there's creativity there for you to continue to work if you want to do that. All right, let's look at your money for Virgos. Definitely feels like there's more expenses this month. It does feel like there's a lot of challenges. It does feel like there may be people that haven't paid you. It feels like there's some things that you're trying to do that maybe were already in motion, whether it was dental work, whether it was, things that needed to be done. But I feel like there are things that are already set in motion that you need to finish or complete, and that may be taxing your wallet. I do feel like there's some extra expenses. So just want to be cautious, be wary, try not to be too worried about it. I do feel like you have resources or you have your own stockpile that you can go to, but I do see extra expenses coming up this month. All right, let's look at your health for Virgos. What's coming up is if you stay on top of it and don't ignore it or pretend it doesn't exist, your health will be fine. So it's about like paying attention to how you're feeling, paying attention to what's going on with your body, and then taking action, right? Then going ahead and it's like, oh, I'm noticing this, so I'm going to take this, right? So it's staying on top of it. If you stay on top of it, I feel like your health is going to expand and you're going to feel better. For some of you, you're going to be in the best shape of your life because I see you really going the extra mile, walking, doing yoga, breathing, watching your food, taking the right supplements. So I see a lot of you Virgos, actually your health getting better because you're paying more attention to it. All right, let's see if there's anything unexpected for Virgos. It may be that you have some unexpected family come home. So you might have a child come home from college, or a child who's younger and they were going to stay where they're at, but now they're deciding to, forge, let go of their own expenses and come home and live with you. Or it may be parents, but I just see extended family or family coming in, moving in, getting closer together. So there may be unexpected visits or people moving in with you. So just unexpected connections and family. Okay, but it feels good. It doesn't feel bad. It feels like good. This is where I want them. I'm happy they're with me. I'm happy they're coming for a visit. I'm happy they're staying. So it just feels like this unexpected visit or unexpected turn of events that has people that you love coming to visit or be closer to you. All right, Virgos, have a wonderful month. Take care of yourself. Enjoy that peace that is coming and that deepening spiritual connection that's there and available for you. I wish you nothing but peace and good health. And thank you for viewing and watching and liking my intuitive astrology. And if you do, please share it and comment below. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Have a great month, everybody.